Friend, let's make this easy. If the weight of mounting bills keeps you awake at night, this will feel like opening a window, sweetheart. Most women over 60 miss this crucial step, but you won't after today. A lawyer recently told struggling seniors like us that you can legally walk away from 6 common debts, and they often don't want you to know this. This is not shame work, this is freedom work. We're talking about real financial peace, the kind that lets you sleep soundly and enjoy your morning tea without that knot in your stomach. Before the kettle sings, write this on a sticky note. I have rights, I will ask. Put it on your wallet card, right by your ID. This tiny sentence changes how debt discussions work every time. It's your personal wallet card for calm power, a reminder that you are not helpless, you are capable, and you deserve respect. Remember that old school wisdom, darling. We older women didn't survive this long by throwing money away on gimmicks, or by meekly accepting unfair burdens. This simple phrase is your quiet strength. Now, let's get right into these 6 debts, diving deeper into how you can reclaim your peace. First, let's tackle those confusing medical bills. You know the drill, a stack of papers, denials, and notices that make your head spin. You might see just another bill, but I see an opportunity for clarity and justice. Why it matters. Medical bills are a maze, not a wall, and navigating them incorrectly can lead to unnecessary financial strain, sometimes triggering a cortisol response that leaves you feeling drained and anxious. Understanding your rights can literally lower your stress levels and protect your hard-earned savings. What to do? 1. Always challenge a denial. Don't just pay, this is non-negotiable. Many initial denials are simply part of the process, not the final word. 2. Request an itemized bill. This helps you find errors. Don't settle for a summary statement. You need to see every single charge, every Band-Aid, every aspirin. These itemized lists are often rife with errors, duplicate charges, or services you never received. 3. Demand to speak with a patient advocate. They know the system inside out, and it's their job to help you. If the first person you speak to seems unhelpful, ask for a supervisor or directly for an advocate. They can be your best ally. 4. Document everything. Keep a paper trail. Note the date, time, and name of everyone you speak with and what was discussed. This creates a powerful record. Mini story. Last year, my friend Carol got a $3,000 bill after a routine checkup. Her insurance denied it, citing a non-covered service. She was ready to just pay, defeated, thinking, oh, this old thing? Competitor example 4, relatable challenge and empowering command. But she remembered her I have rights sticky. She took a deep breath, reminding herself, okay, I'm awake. Rest is still restorative. I'll breathe and go dim. Competitor example 3 adapted, an exact phrase used for calm. She called, calmly stating, my top concern today is this denied claim. What are my options for appeal and when do we follow up? Exact script used. She wasn't aggressive, but she was clear and persistent. After 2 calls and following up exactly when she said she would, the bill was completely reversed. One small change, big financial peace. This is the difference between ignoring the problem and facing it with your wallet card of calm power. Why it works. Clear scripts shorten calls and speed clean refunds. You're not being difficult, you're being clear. You're simply asking for what you're entitled to. This reduces that frantic feeling, keeping your vagus nerve calm and your mind sharp. Exact line, my top concern today is this denied claim. What are my options for appeal and when do we follow up? This phrase channels your energy into action, not anxiety. Next, let's talk about debt that's past its expiration date, the statute of limitations. This is a game changer for many, and it's a piece of old-school wisdom that debt collectors absolutely do not want you to remember. Why it matters. Old debt can disappear legally. Every state has a legal time limit, a statute of limitations, during which a creditor can sue you to collect a debt. Once this period expires, they generally cannot take you to court to force payment. This doesn't mean the debt vanishes from your credit report immediately, but your legal obligation to pay can be significantly altered. What to do? 1. Never acknowledge old debt as yours, and certainly never make a payment on it. Even a partial payment or a simple verbal acknowledgement can restart the clock on the statute of limitations, giving the debt collector a fresh legal window to pursue you. This is their favorite trick. 2. Request a debt validation letter in writing. This is your right under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA. This letter must contain specific information about the debt, including the original creditor, the amount, and your rights. If they can't validate it, they can't collect it. 3. Know your state's statute of limitations. These vary widely, from 3 to 10 years, depending on the type of debt and your state. A quick online search for your state's statute of limitations on debt can provide crucial information. Now, let's be honest. Debt collectors count on us not knowing our rights. They might try scare tactics, talking about how your credit will be ruined, or they'll take you to court. But you're not being difficult, you're being clear. My dear, you might think you have to pay something from years ago. A red flag for debt collectors is a call that demands payment immediately for something you barely remember, or a vague threat without documentation. If they refuse to send documentation, that's a big problem. Don't engage further. Use your I Have Rights wallet card for calm power. Mini story. Martha, a lovely woman I know, started receiving calls about a credit card debt she'd supposedly incurred over 8 years ago. The collector was aggressive, implying legal action. Martha's initial thought was panic. "I'll reach through this screen and shake some sense into you," she wanted to yell back. Competitor example 5. Humorous self-deprecation/exaggerated affectionate scolding, but instead she remembered my advice. Slow is cheap, rushed is expensive. Her choice was to respond calmly, asserting her rights. "I do not acknowledge this debt," she stated clearly. "Please provide a debt validation letter and proof of the original agreement, along with the statute of limitations for my state." The call stopped. She never heard from them again. The change? Freedom from harassment and peace of mind. Why it works? You are putting the burden of proof back on them, which is where it belongs. This is about legal facts, not emotional manipulation. This is your shoe test for debt collectors. If the story doesn't fit, don't wear it. Exact line: "I do not acknowledge this debt. Please provide a debt validation letter and proof of the original agreement, along with the statute of limitations for my state." One more thing, darling. You can sometimes legally walk away from debts solely in a deceased spouse's name. This is often misunderstood, and many women carry this burden unnecessarily. Why it matters? You are not automatically responsible for your deceased spouse's individual debts. In many cases, only the deceased's estate is responsible. This is a significant distinction that can save you from financial hardship during an already difficult time. This knowledge is truly freedom work. What to do? 1. Identify if the debt was joint or individual. Look for accounts solely in your late spouse's name. A joint account, where both your names appear, is usually different. 2. Do not make any payments on individual debt. Just like with old debt, making a payment can imply you're accepting responsibility. 3. Consult with an elder law attorney if unsure. This is not a do-it-yourself project if there's any ambiguity. A professional can provide clear, legal guidance. Many offer free initial consultations. Here's the secret. Many widows, in their grief, pay bills out of habit or perceived obligation. They might think, aging is not a plan, so I should just deal with this. Exact phrase from competitor analysis, reframed. But if a credit card or loan was only in your husband's name, his estate is generally responsible, not you. A good lawyer will tell you, no rush, let's do this at a pace that feels safe. You don't have to carry that burden. This is new for me, what else could cause it? The grief alone is heavy enough. Let's have an honest moment here, honey. Competitor example 7, empathetic and direct honesty. You deserve support, not more stress. Mini story. When Doris lost her dear husband, George, she dutifully started paying all the bills that came in. One was a personal loan from a bank, solely in George's name. She paid it for months, assuming it was her duty. She was so tired, emotionally and physically. Her initial choice was to just keep doing what she'd always done. If that worked, I'd have covered my wrinkles with a paper plate years ago. Competitor example 5. Humorous self-deprecation, she later joked, realizing she'd almost made a big mistake. When her daughter, a financial planner, saw the statements, she immediately advised Doris to stop payment and consult an attorney. The attorney confirmed Doris was not responsible for that specific loan. The change for Doris was immediate relief from a significant monthly payment and a feeling of empowerment. Why it works? Knowing the legal distinction protects your assets. It's about ensuring that you, the surviving spouse, are not unfairly burdened. This is about establishing clear boundaries with creditors. Exact line: "This account was solely in my late spouse's name, and I am not legally responsible for it. Please direct all inquiries to the estate." Now let's talk about those forgotten subscriptions and memberships. Many of us are legally paying for things we don't use, often on autopilot. This is about making sure your money works for you asterisk, not for companies you've forgotten. Why it matters: unused services drain your bank account, often in small, insidious increments that add up over time. These ghost charges contribute to that feeling of financial leakage. What to do? 1. Review all bank statements monthly. This is a non-negotiable 1-minute win. Sit down with your statements and a cup of tea. It's like finding money in your old coat pocket. 2. Identify recurring charges you don't use. Be ruthless. If you haven't used it in 3 months, it's likely a candidate for cancellation. 3. Call to cancel and demand a refund for recent unused periods. Many companies will offer a refund for the last month or two if you cancel and politely explain you haven't used the service. Sometimes we sign up for things, forget them, and the auto-renew kicks in. A red flag is a charge on your statement you don't recognize, or a duplicate charge and no void. Lock that card and dispute in the app if you can't get a clear answer. This is where "Show me please" comes in handy when a service provider says they can't see your subscription. This isn't just about saving money, it's about control over your finances. You might see wrinkles, but I see a map of laughter, wisdom, and resilience. Competitor example 2, reframing negative self-talk, and this wisdom means not letting pennies leak from your purse. Design for tired days. If calling feels overwhelming, try canceling directly through their website or app first. It's a lighter action. Many services offer a clear cancel subscription button online. If you need to make a purchase using your card, remember this micro practice for calm confidence at checkout. Say the total, I tap once. If it fails, void before a second. This protects against accidental double charges, a common source of irritation. Mini story. My neighbor, Helen, realized she was paying for 2 streaming services she barely watched and a magazine subscription that kept piling up unread. She felt a little foolish, like, how many times have you brushed off a compliment? Oh, this old thing? Stop it, darling. Own your glow. Competitor example 4, relatable challenge and empowering command adapted. Her choice was to spend a focused hour with her bank statement and cancel everything she wasn't actively using. She found almost $70 a month in forgotten charges. The change was not just the extra money, but a sense of pride in reclaiming control. It was a true sink smile moment when she saw her next bank statement. Why it works. This simple review process ensures your money is funding your joy, not forgotten digital dust. It's a powerful 1-minute win that yields ongoing benefits. Exact line: refund to the original method, please. I wish to cancel this recurring charge immediately and confirm no further payments will be processed. Next, let's address timeshare debt. Many seniors feel trapped by these agreements, often regretting them deeply. This is a common sorrow, but not one you have to endure forever. Why it matters. Timeshares can become a lifelong burden, with ever-increasing maintenance fees that continue long after the initial enjoyment, often passed on to heirs. It can feel like an emotional and financial prison. What to do? 1. Review your contract carefully for exit clauses. Some contracts have specific provisions for cancellation or resale. This is your starting point. 2. Look for rescission periods if it's a recent purchase. If you've just bought a timeshare, most states have a short, cooling-off period during which you can legally cancel without penalty. Act immediately if this applies to you. 3. Seek legal counsel specializing in timeshare exit. This is a complex area. Do not try to navigate this alone. A specialized attorney can help you understand your legal options and protect you from predatory exit companies. I'll be brief. My top concern is getting out of this contract. I once knew a lovely woman, Margaret. She bought a timeshare years ago, thinking it was a great deal, promised sunny holidays for her family. As she aged, the maintenance fees soared and she couldn't travel as much. She felt like she can't do that anymore. Competitor example 2 reframed. The debt was immense. She felt trapped, like a prisoner to a property she couldn't use. Her initial choice was to ignore it. The change was harassing calls and more debt accruing. Instead, she could have legally explored exit strategies. A big red flag for timeshares. High-pressure sales tactics and vague promises, always a red flag. Remember, slow is cheap. Rushed is expensive. Don't let high-pressure sales get to you. If a deal sounds too good to be true, your whole house will smell like you've been baking cookies for your grandkids. Competitor example 3, aspirational vignette. but without actually lifting a finger, it probably is. Mini story: my friend Beatrice found herself in a timeshare she no longer wanted, with maintenance fees eating into her fixed income. She tried to sell it herself, but it felt impossible. Her choice was to seek legal help. She found an elder law attorney specializing in timeshares. The attorney reviewed her contract and found a loophole related to the original sales promises. It was a long process, but with persistence, Beatrice was legally released from her contract and the ongoing fees. The change was profound. She felt a tremendous weight lifted, her sleep improved, and she rediscovered her financial footing. Why it works: legal expertise is crucial here. Timeshare contracts are notoriously complex. You need someone on your side who understands the specific laws and regulations that can free you. Exact line: I wish to initiate the legal termination process for my timeshare contract. Please provide all documentation on exit clauses and cancellation rights, and confirm the process for a legal exit. Finally, student loan debt for seniors. This is more common than you think, affecting grandparents who borrowed for their children or even their own education later in life. Why it matters: student loans can follow you into retirement, garnishing Social Security or other benefits. This is a burden you should not have to carry in your golden years, especially when relief programs exist. What to do? 1. Determine if your loans are federal or private. Federal loans offer far more flexibility and relief programs than private loans. This is the critical first step. 2. Explore federal forgiveness or discharge programs. There are programs for public service, disability, school closure, and even certain income-driven repayment plans that can lead to forgiveness after a set period. Don't assume you don't qualify. 3. Consider income-driven repayment plans. These plans adjust your monthly payment based on your income and family size, potentially reducing it to zero, and can lead to forgiveness after 20-25 years. My dear, many grandmothers borrowed for their children or even their own education later in life. They just kept paying, thinking aging is not a plan. Exact phrase from competitor analysis, reframed so they should just keep going. But new programs exist and you have rights. A red flag is ignoring official letters from your loan servicer. Don't put your head in the sand. Remember, plans on paper survive parking lots. Take action. Old school wisdom, darling. We older women didn't survive this long by throwing money away on gimmicks. Competitor example 6, wisdom and frugality anchor, and that includes making payments you don't legally have to make or could have significantly reduced. Design for tired days. If filling out forms seems too much, simply call and ask to have the forms mailed to you. Make it a manageable first step. You can also ask, may I pre-board for extra time to get settled? Exact phrase from library meaning, can I get some extra time and support to understand this? Mini story. Eleanor, a retired teacher, had co-signed a student loan for her grandson years ago. He struggled to find work and the payments fell to her. She felt overwhelmed, convinced she would be paying it for the rest of her life. Her initial choice was despair and resign payment. However, encouraged by a friend, she learned about a federal program for co-signers in specific circumstances. Her choice was to call her loan servicer and then speak to a student loan counselor. After patiently navigating the system and stating, my top concern today is exploring all available forgiveness and discharge programs for my federal student loans, given my age and circumstances. What are my options and when do we follow up? Exact script used, she qualified for a significant reduction in her payments and a path to eventual forgiveness. The change was like breathing fresh air after years of holding her breath. Why it works: the system for student loans is complex, but federal programs are designed to offer relief. Knowing the difference between federal and private loans is key. Exact line: my top concern today is exploring all available forgiveness and discharge programs for my federal student loans, given my age and circumstances. What are my options, and when do we follow up? Recap: know your rights on medical bills and old debt. You are not responsible for all deceased spouse debt. Cancel unused subscriptions and explore timeshare exits. And yes, there's often help for senior student loan debt. This is not shame work, it's freedom work. This is about claiming the peace and financial security you've earned and deserve after a lifetime of hard work and care. My dear, you have earned your peace. You have earned your quiet mornings, your comfortable evenings, and the financial freedom to enjoy them. I'm cheering for you, my dear, to claim the financial peace you've earned. Which 2 debt-fighting habits start today for you? Remember, I have rights. I will ask. Put it on your wallet card and carry that calm power with you always.